Hello and welcome to Zeta Chivalry 2 Survivor Runs. Today's map is Rudhelm and I'm playing with a knight. But soon I'll pick up the bow and try to play as a ranged knight. So this was requested by folks and let me give you some insights about this combination. So in the beginning the biggest challenge is to get the bow. But here, after slogging through enemy knights, I found two archers. And I'll pick up the bow from one of them. Just need to get rid of that pesky Vanguard, but Vanguard retreated, so I get the bow. The problem with the bow, when it's picked up by a different class, is that you also need to pick up arrows, and you can do that only in ammo crate. So I did that, and unfortunately this is just a regular bow, not a war bow. So that means that I will not be able to insta-kill enemy archers with one shot, but let's see how it works. So straight off the bat, with this combination lacks standard archer loadout, so in a sense you won't be able to zoom once you shoot with a bow. But if that's not a problem, I mean if you are doing like almost melee range archery, then that's not a problem. So this is what this class is good for. You can stay at melee range because you still have quite a bit of survivability compared to a regular archer, and you can also survive few melee hits, and you have plenty of stamina, so this is really helpful. And you see enemies tries to block. Usually if you throw something he can block, but not the arrows. You can of course, when you do a riposte, you can block arrows that way, but yeah, it's quite tricky because arrows still fly quite fast. So the bow itself is better than crossbow. I mean, in my view, the arrows fly a bit faster. Although, again, warbow is still the best loadout in my view. So yeah, you see, I jumped, I shot the arrow, loosened the arrow, and still had plenty of stamina left. So you know, when you do that with the warbow, very often you'll get out of stamina, and so your arrow won't fly as fast and won't deliver as much damage. This class has none of this issue. And you see it's still able to land quite a few shots, even to an archer, and I'm playing third person. So in a sense, since there is no zoom, I feel like there's no need for me to actually try to zoom and fire targets far away. So instead I pick up the targets which are sort of closer to me, because I'm not afraid of random hits or things being thrown at me, because I have so much health and so much stamina. So these are the pluses. So the combination is quite fun. Yeah, I suggest everyone to try it. Of course, the biggest challenge is to find an archer who will, willingly or not, give you a bow. And yeah, no team kills. So yeah, so far, I mean, pretty easy. I loosened 20 arrows and I got quite a lot of hits and quite a lot of kills too. So yeah, this combination is good. Of course, if you have additionally a brazier with fire lit, that additional damage you would give to your enemies. So I saw the enemy tries to heal, but he was with a shield, so I had to be careful. And when somebody goes for an archer, I mean archer usually panics, but if you're a knight, just take out your trusty sidearm and then unload it on the enemy. So yeah, quite a very potential combination. Actually, in some maps you can also pick up the bows from the ammo from the weapon racks or bow racks, but they are always just regular bows, not war bows. But you've seen here, it's not a big issue. Just try to spam arrows as much as you can, and then just hope for the best. Of course, a bit of you have to loose the arrows towards the general direction of the enemy, and that's what I try to do. Again, enemy completely whiffs it. And I'm fine in melee too, if I have a pretty good secondary weapon, the best in the game, in my view, the one-handed axe. So yeah, again, jumping, shooting, no problem, plenty of stamina to go around. Now I receive, I think, a javelin in the back, not really sure, but it dealt quite a lot of damage. Now, having third person does not help here, because once you get next to the wall, then your view starts to shake a bit and change, and so I mean, it's a bit annoying and not quite pleasant or helpful to keep concentration at the enemy. when the monitor is moving around, FOV is changing and so on. Again, nice hits, enemy assaulting. I'm just putting some suppressive fire. And I'm landing hits. Of course, it's 45 damage compared to 70 of Warbow. But Warbow, with all fairness, it does require you to a longer time for you to basically activate the bow, to strang it. So once you do that, I mean, with this weapon, with normal bow, you can spam more. But for archers, I would not really, suggest playing with a bow unless you're low level and have not yet unlocked the warbow. Why is that? Is because if you're an archer, you basically you have certain window you have to be open for any hits and so on. It's like or with a crossbow, yeah. So you hide, you draw the bow, and then you get into that window where you are open, and you can loose your arrow. So this is the way you play. So it's the same thing like with the crossbow. So with, just calculate, the more you use, the more frequently you loose the arrow, the more open you have, the more windows you have open, right? So not only for shooting, but also for receiving damage too. So for this reason, I would not suggest to take a bow for an archer, because archer is quite is the squishiest class there is. But for a knight, it makes no difference. I mean, look, I'm not even hiding behind anything. I don't need pavese. I don't need any obstacles to hide, because I'm always full HP, always full stamina. So just since I want to do as much damage with a bow, I try to use bow as much as I can, and not just taking a hatchet or 100 axe and getting rid of the enemies. So yeah, but anyway, so for this reason, a bow on knight is fine, but on archers it's not. It's better to have a warbow. I mean, it's more efficient way of dealing damage and exposing yourself less for an archer. But for knight, you see, I'm just peppering arrows. Of course, 30 damage to a vanguard, just insultingly low. I mean, insultingly low damage. So a warbow does 70, but now it's just 30 damage, really bad. Something like between 30 and 45 damage this bow does. Of course, I might have hit the enemy's extremities, such as limbs or fingers, I'm not sure, but it dealt just 30 damage. Quite low, so don't aim at the legs. Try to aim at the body level at least. Headshots are better, of course, but I mean, with third-person view, it's pretty hard to land headshots anyway. So yeah, just spam and spam and spam at the enemies. 28 damage, and this is because it was the extremities hit, and also I was low on stamina. The reason why, because I was jumping quite a few times to lose my arrows over the heads of the friendlies, so as not to hit them. But still, things happen. I mean, I try my best, but I'm just that good. So yeah, I cannot always just get rid of all the team damage I do. I tried as much as I can, but not always possible. So yeah, now I'm low on stamina, so I go back again, because this is a normal bow, regular bow, so expect to deliver a lot of assists and not that many kills. Still fine, I mean, you do kill somebody, but since enemy has quite a lot of time to rethink where he is after being hit by a few arrows, I mean, you won't be able to finish them off too often. Unless you're very lucky or just a very good archer. I'm not a good archer. I mean, I can do with the warbow, but not with this bow. Still, I mean, if I understand mechanics, so I can hit a nice headshot. So yeah, 60 damage, and now I was able to two-shot enemy vanguard. But he was definitely had some prior damage, because 60 plus 60 is less than the total damage the vanguard has. It's total HP the vanguard has. So yeah, also what helps this class, to score additional points is that Healing Horn ability, by far the best ability in the game, point-wise, and also very helpful in healing friendlies too. So yeah, I see enemy. Yeah, he's focusing the archer. You see, that archer is way out of position. Why? I'm a knight, but I'm still playing better. I mean, my positioning is way better than his, and I now see that there are a few folks going my direction. So I just read it into incoming friendly wave. and just continue to lose arrows at their direction. Yeah, and so far pretty good. Also, I tried to calculate where enemy will be in the next second, but now you see that enemy was pushed back by friendlies. So it's not always, you know, possible to do that. I mean, there's plenty unknowns and more variables you need to calculate. But generally, I mean, the more arrows you lose, the more chances for you to hit. Yeah, enemy came in again, not much issue, and he was ready already. And yeah, 75 damage. Of course, it's not insta-kill, but there is only one weapon that can insta-kill, the single-handed weapon, and that's okay. There are a few weapons, but most all of them are for the you know, assassin class, the ambusher class of Vanguard. So yeah, but otherwise this weapon is really good. I mean, it helps against knights, it helps against non-armored opponents just as much. So yeah, you see, I mean, usually archery runs are more stressful because you know, one stray arrow can end it, and there's quite a few stray arrows to go around because enemies do use warbows. So for this reason, I find this particular combination to be easier to play. So I mean, even a bit noob friendly. Just be mindful that you won't be landing as many arrows if you are noob. So it's okay, you'll need to learn a bit. But after you're competent as an archer, so this will be really a breeze to play and survive as an archer. And the reason why I'm first on the scoreboard is because I'm actually, you know, using healing horn ability. That helps a lot. And now I stole a kill, although I was shooting, you know, losing quite a lot of arrows. Oh yeah, and one Eugen is writing something, but that's alright. I'll just focus on the game. So now again, enemy came in. Not sure, he was out of position. Managed to land the hit on me. And then friendlies also chipped in with additional hits. That's usually what happens. Now there's Sledgehammer engineer. Quite a dangerous opponent actually. So need to be careful and not to, you know, get overwhelmed by two enemies who have blunt weapons. Because 2 hits, all it takes with blunt weapons for this particular class. Oh yeah, so yeah, just trash talking to one Eugen. Again, no bad emotions intended. He's a bit talker. Right. So again, I don't play this particular combination. This is the first time I tried, and actually this is the first you know, attempt too. So trust me, it's not hard. Of course, you know, combination has to be a good map, attack areas, and also additional things such as not a bad team. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Ignore the chat. I mean, some people just like to chat more in this game than actually play. So yeah, but just need to ignore them. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the objective, and that's you know, damage as much opponents as you can, and that way you'll be able to proceed further with your team towards your objective. Yeah, nice jump shot. Yeah, and again, you see stamina wise, that jump shot actually didn't put any dent in my stamina pool. So yeah, think of it. I mean, this is quite, I mean, quite counterintuitive that a knight would be better at archery than an archer. But in this game, if you have a normal bow and you know how to play, it is actually. So yeah, because you have additional HP and additional stamina. So it's a breeze for you to play something like not a long range archer, but like mid to short range archer. Okay, nice double hit. Of course, I'm pretty sure that folks know that I do survival runs and try to, you know, end it. Sort of. That's fine. I'm not against it. But that's why you'll see sometimes folks out of you know, the bunch of friendlies, they will pick me and go against me. So yeah. So additional things in chat. I'm not really sure why people keep writing in caps. Maybe they have a caps lock button broken on the keyboard. Otherwise, that's really bad manners. So yeah, additionally more trash talk in the chat, because why not? He's a talker. And I have to concentrate on the game mostly, and I still, you know, if somebody is shouting in the chat, and that takes away your concentration for a bit. Same thing when I do live survival runs. Somebody writes a wall of text, and then I have to go somewhere safe to read it. So yeah, that's how it is. A lot of distractions. But real survivors, they don't care about distractions. They can overcome that too. So yeah, 93 damage. See, 2 hits. And enemy knight is out. Of course, 1 hit was special attack. So yeah, that's why one-handed axe is the best one-handed weapon. The map is ending. I've scored 27 kills and enjoyed the game immensely. So yeah, that's a good combination if you want to try. Other than that, thank you for watching and see you next time.